Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is so good to see you guys. Man, what's up? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. I am Marisha LaShay, your host. And if you are a returner, welcome. If you are new to The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay, welcome. So glad to have you. First and foremost, give an honor to God who is the head of my life. It is day 8 of the Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. This show will be in effect for the next 22 days. Um, I always just want to be able to hit you guys with 3 updates really quickly. First things first, of course, giving honor to God. I've already done that. Check. Second thing is to just provide an update in regards to us locking down 17 countries. For anything that I normally do, I normally have goals. And my goal was to keep locking down these countries to be heard in. So we have 17. And then last but not least was to increase my listener base. And that is what I'm currently doing. I have about 1,500 listeners thus far. So I want to continue to keep growing and progressing. And none of that is possible without God and you guys who are tuning in, listening this morning. I appreciate you. I love you all. Meanwhile, I want to go ahead and jump right on in regards to the mental check-in, which is a very important part of the show because again, the morning show is about you starting off your morning correctly. And mental health is very important. How you are feeling when you are starting your day kind of dictates what kind of day you're going to have. So with the mental check-in, it is rated from a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst day of your life, 10 being the best day of your life. Can I be below a 1? Absolutely. Can I be above a 10? Absolutely. Nobody can tell you how to feel as it relates to your mental health and where you are. Where you start may not be where you begin, but right now, I'm getting ready to check in, y'all. Today, I am a solid 8.7 today. And reason being is because I woke up like at 12, after a little bit after 12, used the restroom, just kind of got my mind together, did a little bit of cleaning, ate some breakfast, meditated, paid some bills, just was being very, very responsible, you know, for what I didn't do Monday night, right? I went to bed. Like I just listened to my body, got in the bed, ate, did my motherly responsibilities or whatever the case. But that was pretty much it for me, to get up the next morning and to know what I have to do and what I have to handle. So, yes. Also, today is the first day of IAR testing for my students. And I'm just also thinking about, where am I? You know, have I been coaching them for months? Absolutely. Have I been giving them pointers about things? Absolutely. Today is the day. You know what I'm saying? Where they go ahead and shine and do their thing. So I'm wishing them nothing but the best. And that's it. I don't have no extra thing going on and, woo wop the bam. None of that. So with that being said, if you haven't dropped those numbers on whatever platform that you are on, going back to the breakfast show. It only happens in the months of April, June, September, and November because those are the months that have 30 days. When this thing started, those were the only months that I and my dad decided to do. That way I wouldn't be overly committing myself. Furthermore, we will be celebrating 5 years in November. So, with that being said, stay tuned for any updates or anything or events that we plan to have to celebrate. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and drop the question of the day. The question of the day is, what does education look like in other countries? And you guys know, I got to know what's up. What does that look like? What are they, how's it different from going to school here in the States? Sorry, y'all, I'm always pulling out my notes. Okay, so let's get it. Education systems around the world vary a lot depending on the cultural values, government structure, funding, and priorities. But I want to just provide a quick overview of what it looked like in some of the top countries, such as Finland. It's famous for being one of the best in the world. Key features or key ideas is shorter school days and less homework. Teachers are highly respected and well trained. Students don't take standardized tests into their later teens. That's good. And they focus on play, creativity, and well being in the early years. Second country, Japan. Japan is famous or known for their discipline, high academic achievement, um, key ideas to remember about Japan. Students clean their schools themselves, part of character education, heavy focus on math and science, long school days plus attend after school programs, Juku, that's what it's called. Emphasis on respect, group harmony, and perseverance. Next, we're jumping to France. France is famous for long school days and a national curriculum. Some of the key features that make France's educational system what it is the preschool. Starts at the age of 3. School week often includes Wednesdays off, but days are longer. National exams that they do take, which are critical for graduation, and lunch is a big deal because it's a multi-course. You have multi-course meals at the school. All right, next one, Kenya. That is a rapid educational development. Free primary education, but overcrowding and limited resources can be an issue. Competency-based curriculum, which was introduced recently to modernize learning. Many children also attend boarding schools in secondary education. And for those that don't know what a boarding school is, it's pretty much a school where you send your child off, almost like kind of like college bound already, but just for a shorter period of time where they leave the house and they're not, doing school with you, but kind of like on their own, getting a taste like of college early on. China intense academics in the GACO exam. And some of the key things is students face a very competitive environment, especially in high school. They have a high focus on math and science. Urban versus rural education quality can vary widely, and long school hours and extra tutoring are common. Colombia reforms to improve uh, equality, equity. I'm sorry, reforms to improve equity. School calendar differs by region depending on the climate. Issues such as teacher shortages and rural access still exist, and the government has pushed for a more inclusive slash modern curriculum. Germany, they have the tracking system. Um, some of the key ideas in regards to Germany, after primary school, which is around age 10, students are placed into different types of secondary schools based on performance, whether it is academic, whether it is vocational, etc. Apprenticeships and vocational trainings are highly respected. The university is tuition free or very low cost for residents. India, large education system, high academic standards slash expectations. It's a mix of public and private schools, often seen as a higher quality. Emphasis are on exams, especially board exams in the grades 10 and 12. Education can vary a lot between urban and rural areas. They are pushing towards digital and skill based learning. And three areas of focus that I wanted to focus on are the testing, teaching style, and technology, and how does that compare globally? So when we talk about testing around the world, of course, in the USA here, we focus on standardized testing a lot, like SAT, state testing such as IAR, and some other ones, depending on what state you live in. Of course, we already mentioned that China do the GACO, which is the college entrance exam, and it's ultra high stakes. Finland does minimal testing until years later, trusting the teacher judgment. South Korea, the Suyun exam day is taken so serious the country goes quiet. France, the baccalaureate is a major high school exam with many sections. Then Germany, academic tracking is based on performance and exam results early on. Um, some of the notice trends. Most Asian countries emphasize high stakes exams. Nordic countries focus more on formative teacher led assessments, and some systems are shifting to project based or portfolio assessments. Interesting. Teaching styles around the world. Let's talk about it. So in Japan, they focus on whole class instruction, Blackboard mastery, group effort. Finland, it is student centered, which is collaborative, creative, and low pressure. India, traditionally lecture based, but shifting towards activity based learning. USA, of course, we have mixed direct instruction, group work, and tech integration. Kenya is moving from rote learning to competency based teaching. And then Germany, structured lessons with an early focus on career oriented tracks. Here are the trends that I noticed. Many countries are trying to move away from rote learning towards inquiry based or student led approaches. Cultural views such as collectivism and individualism influence how teachers interact with students. Last but not least, there is a growing global interest in social emotional learning and project based learning, which is good to know. That's very interesting. Technology in the classroom globally. Okay. USA, we use high tech access in most schools, Chromebooks, smart boards, LMS, such as like Google Classroom. Estonia, one of the most digitally advanced school systems in Europe. South Korea, high use of digital textbooks, virtual simulations, smart tech. India, rapid growth in edtech platforms such as mobile based learning. Brazil is digital divide exists, efforts to expand rural access to devices. And then in Dubai, um, heavy investment in smart schools and tech enhanced education. So, what are the notice trends when we talk about tech? Is it's a hybrid slash blending learning, and it's becoming post COVID. Big focus on coding, artificial intelligence, and digital literacy in some countries. And then there's a digital gap. Access to tech still varies widely, especially in rural and low income areas. Okay. So, with that being said, you guys, I just wanted to share that information with you all just in case you was wondering, what does education look like in other places? What does it sound like? What does it mean? I wanted to just share those few things with you this morning. I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. If you haven't caught yesterday's show or you missed it, please feel free to head over to my YouTube. But you guys, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you guys for tuning in. And thank you all for being such great listeners and supporters. With that being said, I'm out of here. Same time, same place tomorrow. Peace.